It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
It's another live broadcast. Now your hosts, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Whatever it is, it's all good because you guys are here with us and we're here with you on Polkas After Dark on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, it's no longer.
I almost said it.
I know you did, and we gotta update those.
We gotta update those screens.
Yeah, a whole
Get
bunch
rid
of
of
stuff.
that. Our broadcast.
Hey, we're gonna have a lot of fun today because we're gonna be talking live with Mr. Andrew Bojczuk, Andy Bojczuk from the news band. Gosh, he's now currently working with Ricky Crew and the Seven Polka Band. He's played with, Big Stephen at Bel Airs, and a whole host of groups. Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, he's recorded with Concertina All-Stars and Seven, and the News, of course. And we understand in talking with the two Toms yesterday, Tommy Picciano and Tommy Wonderlick, that there's going to be a CD release at the dance coming up this coming Saturday over at Potts Banquet Hall. If you don't have your tickets, there's no more available. We're sorry, that was sold out. But Sunday afternoon, you can go down and catch them over at the Kinloch Fire Hall in New Kensington, Pennsylvania.
But those tickets are just about sold out, too.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
Yes,
Because
just keeping everybody up on that
Master Chris Bogdan had mentioned that. Yes, he did.
one. So if you want your ticket for next week, get it now.
Yes. Or get it Saturday at the dance. Hopefully they'll be able to.
Well, it might be sold out
there
on Sunday, though, already by then. So you need
That's
to get
true.
it now.
That's true.
Right now.
Hey, let's
call
right
Chris
now.
right now.
Right now. Call Chris Bogdan right now.
I don't know his number.
Oh, we'll look it up. Somebody will be able to get a hold of them. Actually, they might still be out in Toledo. I don't know when they finished playing. I know they played yesterday, did a bang-up job. Hey, we're going to say hello to brother Tommy Hoke down in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Ivan Mayers. Missy Ann is here. Hello to you, Missy. Also, Michelle Trzynski, hello to you. Bob is here. Mr. Kalisek from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Got you tuned in. Andy is on here, so welcome, Andy. We're going to talk to you probably around 5:30 or so, and just we want you to spew out as much as you can about your career because you've got a lot of things to talk about, my friend, especially with your awards that you've won for male vocalist. And let's see here. Dave Zahowski is here. Davey Wham, thank you for tuning us in. Chris Tansky's here Sunday afternoon back from her road trip. Glad she made it successfully. Chrissy Lynn is also here. We're going to say hello to Chrissy Lynn and also Alice Fischler. And how about our gal? Is Ashley in there?
She is not in here yet.
Not
but
yet.
you know who's here with us today?
Who's here with us?
Larry Kubiak and Sweetie Face.
Larry Kubiak
I just
and
mentioned
Sweetie
yesterday
Face.
that we didn't see him yesterday.
Well,
But we'll forgive him
they
for
are
one
here.
absence.
I wonder if they're coming in for the news dance. There's a
don't-
lot of people coming in
No.
from out of state.
They are.
I can't
They
believe
are.
that. Sellout crowd.
Yes,
Hey,
it is.
here's a tune called We've Got It All Together. Here's the news.
When we first met, I was happy.
Good afternoon to Ed Ryeski. Great to see you last night.
After a while we were married, walking down the aisle, your hand in mine. Our lives had begun, our song was to be sung. We were one together, you and I. We got it all together, and it's getting better. We got it all together, you and I. Through all kinds of weather, we got it all together. We got it all together, you and I. As one year followed another, our love grew more than we knew. Sharing life's ups and sharing life's downs. My one sweetheart here is you. We got it all together, and it's getting better. We got it all together, you and I. Through all kinds of weather, we got it all together. We got it all together, you and I.
Hey, that was Michael Burka, a.k.a. Mikey Burka, on the vocal there for you guys. I think Andy sings it now.
He does now. So,
Yeah.
when you started playing it, I didn't think anything of it. And then I was like, ooh.
Hey, we mentioned it was great to see Mr. Ed Ryeski yesterday. We, after our broadcast, Jerry and I decided to hop in the car, hightail it over to Potts to catch Keith Strauss and Polka Confetti. And I have to admit, I didn't think Keith sounded good yesterday. I think they kicked ass. They sounded great.
Absolutely.
They really did, man. And listening to Teddy playing drums and Piven playing box, there's nobody that plays box like that.
It
Not
was
at all.
impressive to watch as well.
Yeah, exactly. Great to see Keith Strauss and the gang yesterday. Also, Ricky Crew and Mr. Ray Barzakevich from Buffalo. They were able to fill in with Keith yesterday, and a whole host of guys did. Mark Kohan, Ricky Pianowski, of course, Billy Barnes on bass. He's going to be joining us not next week, because next week we're off, folks, for the whole weekend, the entire weekend. But the following weekend, we're back, and we are going to be entertained by Mr. Billy Barnes. He's going to join us for an interview. Can't wait for that. Let's see here. Who else is joining us right now? Mr. David Lasowski. Hello to you. Vince and Marie Sosnowski. Lois Alcohori is here. Camille Strauss. Hello, Camille. Welcome to Polkas After Dark, Mr. Ivan Mayers. Linda Chipchak Merwin. We got a whole bunch of people just logging on here, and we're excited about it because you're going to hear Mr. Andrew Bojczuk. Andy Bojczuk's going to be joining us at 5:30 today. We're all excited about that. Marcia Rocca Moscato, Bruce Michaels. Bruce is going to be joining us for an interview. We've got Val Dingaste, a.k.a. Val Bukowski. He's joining us, and what a great crowd again yesterday over at Potts Banquet Hall for Keith Strauss and Polka Confetti. If you haven't heard them, do yourself a favor. Next time they're in your area, just take a ride over.
Check them out.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, Keith's got a great voice. He's a very good entertainer. You know, he does stuff. He's the front man for Jimmy Star when they are doing all their shows. He's going to be in Batavia, I believe, in April.
Soon.
Might be this week. I can't really remember. Hey, let's go ahead and bring up another song by The News. Here's one called Baby's Coming Home Polka. Good afternoon to Mr. and Mrs. Pianowski. Also to Diane Belonda. Hello there, my dear. Oh, that Keith Strauss is here. I told you he was gonna come in.
It's finally over. 9 months seem forever. So the walls have been painted and cribs decorated. Sign says welcome
and that amazing guitar work, Mr. Johnny Lawrence, if anybody was questioning. Great lead guitar stuff there. Hey, we're going to say hi to Jeff and Gail Franzak.
Jail's in the house.
Jail's in the house. Jailhouse. Jailhouse Rock. Okay. Yes, they do. Let's see who else is in here. Gosh, I saw a bunch more people popping in. Looks like Donna Shalinsky. She's here. She's waving hello. Jan Smith down in Pennsylvania. Thanks for that wonderful video that you sent on Facebook. It was really nice to watch those guys today. Mr. Eddie Biegai. He's down in Yukon. Let's see who else is tuning in. Gail Vojtovich. Hello to you, Gail. Nice to see you yesterday.
Yes, it was. We also have Pat Bojczuk with us.
Uh-oh.
And Ricky Crew.
Uh-oh.
And Ashley's here.
Ashley's
Hi,
here.
Ash.
Hey, again, Ricky. Great time yesterday. I know he was instrumental, as I always say, no pun intended.
Yeah.
In bringing Keith Strauss
You're
and the
just
gang
a
Polka
punster.
Now you sound like your son. Don't sound like your son. It's okay. Hey, you know what? We finally need to bring Mr. Andy Bojczuk on the vocal
You're
for one of
sure?
these. Yes, I am very sure. You know, we're going to be featuring him on the interview today, and he hasn't sung one song yet. It's been Mike Burka for the past 2 songs. But here we go with the news. Here's a tune we played last night, and this kind of got Andy home because he was driving home from Toledo, Ohio, listening to us and hopefully not watching us as he was driving. But we're going to say also hello to John and Marge Subcheck. They just tuned in. Greg T. Sakowitz, Kathy, and Brad Slager. They're tuned in. And also Lisa and Greg Skowronek from the Ville. That's Connellsville. Here's Andy on the vocal, one called My Heart. Hey, that's a little bit of Andy singing My Heart. Polkas After Dark. We want to remind you guys that we are not going to be broadcasting next week, Saturday nor Sunday, because we have prior commitments. The one commitment is going to be for that reunion dance by the News. That is all sold out. You can't get your tickets now, unfortunately, for Saturday evening, but you can get them for Sunday. And Jerry, were you able to look up Eric
I was
Bogdan's
not. I'm sorry.
number? That's okay. Well, we'll get it the next time around here.
But he could probably, you could reach out to.
Probably what? You could probably
You
what?
could probably
No,
reach
what?
out.
Elmer Fudd. You were sweeping with Elmer Fudd last night. You probably. I don't think it's probably.
What I was going to say is you could probably reach out to Brian.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
Brian Urbanzik. Yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
still possibly has
Yeah.
a seat or two left on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one. I did not see him yesterday, did not have a chance to ask him.
Yeah.
But you could always give Brian a call, and his telephone number is
Dun, dun, dun.
716-445-7542. Again, Brian's telephone number is 716-445-7542.
Yeah, and they had a limited amount of seats available for Sunday. In speaking with Ricky and Susie, they are heading down on the bus ride to see the News on Sunday. It's $80 per person. It's about a 4 hour and 15-minute ride one way. So you don't want to drive down, have a couple of pops, hang out with the band, and then drive back. It's just going to be too long of a day, where if you take that bus,
very
and
true.
again, it all depends on how many seats they have available. Maybe Andy Bojczuk will know, because we're going to be talking with him in about 10 minutes or so. Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to, kids. We do love it. Hey, you know, we played this song yesterday. It features Mr. Keith Strass on the vocals. It is not the Polka Confetti Band, but it is off of the Stephen Kaminsky Dream Team, Volume Number 3, Legends and Fables. A tune we played yesterday. It's getting a lot of airplay on all the stations. Here's one called There's a Kind of Hush. Hey, welcome to Carolee Marie. She is here. Also, Christine Holchuk. Chris Curtis is joining us.
There's a kind of hush all over the world. Tonight, all over the world, you can hear the sound of lovers in love. You know what I mean, just the two of us and nobody else. In sight, there's nobody else, and I'm feeling good, just holding you tight. So listen very carefully, move closer now, and you will see what I mean. This isn't a dream. The only sound that you will hear is when I whisper in your ear, I love you forever and ever. There's a kind of hush all over the world. Tonight, all over the world, you can hear the sound of lovers in love. So listen very carefully, move closer now, and you will see what I mean. This isn't a dream. The only sound that you will hear is when I whisper in your ear, I love you forever and ever. There's a kind of hush all over the world. Tonight, all just like us, are falling in love. We're falling in love. Hush. We're falling in love. Hush.
Mr. Keith Strauss on the vocals off of that Legends and Fables recording, the brand new one by Stephen Kaminsky. Hey, we've got one more song here by The News before we get Mr. Andy Bojczuk on the phone.
Shira se kukułeczka, shira se kukała. Chłopca pokocha sierże, to co ja bym chciała. Chłopca co czarne oczy, co czarne oczy ma. Będzie li przyjrzeć mogła. Zakukaj kukułeczka, zakukaj jeszcze raz. Chłopiec może usłyszy, pokocha mnie zaraz. I może się zlituje, na biedno dole ma. Szczerze mnie pocałuje, weźmie za żoneczkę.
There we go. Looking for a boyfriend, Polka. Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to. It's 5:26 p.m. here on the East Coast. Where is it? What time is it on your neck, in your neck of the woods? As they usually say. Hey, one more tune and we're bringing up Andy. Here's the one called She's Not Really Cheatin'.
Not a hair out of place as she makes up her face and tells a lie. She's dressed to kill, and it takes all my will not to cry. She don't know that I know, and I won't let it show that she's leaving, 'cause she's not really cheating. She's just getting even. And I'm going through hell, but I know very well it's deserved. She's telling the same lies, the same alibis as she's heard. Two wrongs don't make it right, and I know that tonight she's believing. 'Cause she's not really cheating, she's just getting even. Not one's been untrue, so this is all new, and it seems so fast. what's fair is fair, 'cause I've done my share in the past. So I understand, since I dealt my hand at deceiving, 'cause she's not really cheating, she's just getting even. And I'm going through hell, but I know very well it's deserved. She's telling the same lies, the same alibis as she's heard. Two wrongs don't make it right, and I know that tonight she's believing, because she's not really cheating, she's just getting even.
A little bit of T.W. Tommy Wonderlick. Don't know if they'll be playing that particular song, but we are excited right now to have Mr. Andrew Bojczuk, Andy, to all of his friends, all two of them. But I can say that. 2.5. Okay, that's right. That's right.
I'll take two.
Little kid loves him too. Hey,
It's better than one.
Andy, thank you so much for joining us on Polkas After
Sure.
Dark. And
This is actually Mike Burka.
Oh. Hey, I haven't seen him in probably about, I want to say maybe 2-3 years, but I hear he's doing okay. He still has that issue with the ears, though.
He does.
which
He
is-
does.
which
Yeah,
is
we
weird.
actually, well, first of all, thanks, Robin and Jerry, for having me, number one. And congratulations on your nomination for the
thank
DJ
you.
of the Year. That's very special, and you guys totally deserve it. So
Oh, thank you.
just definitely want to put that out there before I start anything. But yeah, so we actually got together with Mike Burka. Let's see, me, Brian Urbanzik, Tommy Pachanov. It was for a Bills game. I want to say probably mid-year this year of
okay,
the season.
good.
And yeah, so it was good to see him. He definitely misses the music. He misses the faces, misses seeing everybody. But yeah, he definitely still has some issues, when he's around the loud music. And so we even said, well, what about wearing like earplugs? And he's like, that's still, for whatever reason, he loses his equilibrium.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's almost like a vertigo type thing with.
yeah, and then
with-
I just not too long ago I read that Huey Lewis, actually, funny as we say, talk about it, but from the news, has the same issue.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah,
That's right. Holy smokes. Did Burka have the beard?
he did. Yeah,
he
it's
still
actually
have the
longer.
beard? Yeah, I know. It's been growing and growing. I think what he's doing is he's actually just snowing everybody, and he's going to be playing in a ZZ Top cover band.
There you go.
He's preparing himself for that. Hey, Andy, thanks for joining us here, and again, thanks for the kind words on the nomination. We know we're not going to win, but because we're in there with some pretty heavy hitters with Todd Zaganiec and Mark and Sherry Chapach with the Polka Jammer, but it's just nice to be able to rub shoulders with them and be nominated. So we thank everybody
absolutely.
that voted for us. Hey, Andy, let's start off. I always start off with asking, when did you hear your first polka? But I want to bring to light something. Dad, your dad Z, not like Daddy Z from Todd Zaganiec, but your dad
Right.
Z, Bobby Zielinski, he wrote many, many songs. A lot of people didn't know that. But,
Yeah, he was very instrumental, I guess, probably for me to start playing music, because like when I was sick, well, I was going to obviously dances when I was a kid. My actual dad was Happy Ritchie, and he had a polka band for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then, so I was going when I was a kid, and don't forget, that's when dances were going till 1-2 o'clock in the morning, so you go to the
wouldn't get
dance
home until 4.
Exactly. And that's the thing, you go to the dance and, you tell your parents, well, I'm bored. And they say, well, put your head on the table because we're not going anywhere, and then the dance would end at 2:00. And instead of going home, oh, well, we're going to so-and-so's house for a party, so. And that was just normal, back in the day. And now you're lucky if a dance goes past 11.
That's true. And also, we're lucky if a dance has about 100 people, which we are gonna be talking about this a little bit later. And that is that big news reunion dance. Holy cow! Sold out already for Saturday, and you guys are pushing the limit to be sold out on Sunday too, per Mr. Chris Bogdan. But there still are some tickets available. Also, the bus ride is still available. So that's going to be a nice thing too. Hey, Andy, so then you heard polka music at a very young age. So I was, like I said, I was a kid and always around the music. And it wasn't until I was probably like 6 or 7, my dad had a 1969 Ludwig set, like it was gold sparkly thing. Wow. But I remember playing on that set, and obviously you're a drummer. You're not really starting pushing right off the bat. You're kind of like doing the honky style and getting used to it, just getting the beat. And so, my stepdad, Bob Zielinski, would take me to nursing homes. He'd play concertina, I'd play drums, that's kind of how it would start out. We'd play a couple nursing homes, then we'd play family parties and stuff like that. And so I think it was one time that we played somewhere where Juan and Stephanie were actually there, and they heard me playing. And they said, oh, that's the honky style. That's what we like to play. And that's actually the first band that I ever played with was with Juan and Stephanie. We played at Point Breeze. Remember Point Breeze right on the lake in Angola? I sure do.
Yeah, that's definitely one place that's missed. I wish that you would bring something like that back on the lake, Yeah. But so then I was playing with Juan and Stephanie, and then started just practicing, still, hoping to get in some type of some band if I didn't start my own. And then I think it was actually Big Steve that reached out to me, and you were playing in the band at the time.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been Paul Trubish, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Paul that was leaving? I think he was going out of town or something like that. And that's how I was able to. Yeah, that's how I was able to get in the band. And we had some good times with Darlock playing and, Dave Maguda playing accordion and then, Tommy and then John Flamenco. So we just had a blast in that band. Yeah. And then I think it was like maybe 94 or 95 that Steve decided to hang it up.
95.
And then was it 95? Okay, yeah. So it was around 95. And then 95 and 96, that's when I got a call from Mark Cohan from Steel City Brass. Yeah. And Ricky Pianowski, I think he left either for work or I'm not really sure what the circumstances were, but I know Mark asked me if I would play drums, and I said, absolutely, I'd love to. And he's like, okay, well, can you sing? And I said, I don't know. I said, I sing in the shower, but I mean, you can play drums. It's a different story, Yeah. So he's like, well, you better learn to sing some songs because Ricky sang quite a few Polish songs. And so I was like, okay, well, challenge is on, right?
Okay. Now stop right there. Because that's another thing that I wanted to ask you. Where did you learn to speak your pronunciation of Polish? Because it's like dead on.
Well, thank you for saying that, because I mean, it's really important to me, the pronunciation part of it. I wish I understood more than what I'm saying. I mean, I could be swearing at you and I really don't know what I'm saying. Certain phrases I do, certain sentences and stuff, but the pronunciation was really important to me to get right, because I guess I just didn't want somebody like an older person to come up to me and say, you're saying this wrong, you're saying that wrong. Yeah. And again, it was just more respect, I guess, for the language itself too, Yeah. And I took I think I took maybe 1 or 2 Polish lessons. There was a couple classes in West Seneca, New York, that I took Polish lessons in. They were just like basic words and everything like that, but you had to learn the right pronunciation, and that's what her name was, Mrs. Rome. I don't know how I even remember that, but she was the one that taught us. Yeah. So, but then another, I guess, big influence was like guys like Jackie Libera, Troy Gavlak. I know I've reached out to them numerous times and said, do you have the words for this? And I don't want the phonetic, I want the actual Polish words, because again, great. yeah, I really wanted to learn it and learn it correctly. So
That is great. And talking with Jackie Libera, I had the honor of playing a gig with them for Dingus Day. Val Bukowski brought in Jackie Libera and a whole bunch of guys from out of state just to have a jam band. So we were the all-star band. And Jackie, I don't know if you heard the Saturday night broadcast that we did from the M Hotel in the lounge, in the Twins Lounge, but got a chance to talk to Jackie, and boy, he was really just on a roll with letting us know all the stuff that his father his father helped so many polka musicians
absolutely
with the pronunciation and stuff.
Yeah, I'll never forget a story really quick that I know Jimmy Weber said that they were playing like Erie Polka Days or something like that with the sounds, and he said he was so proud and everybody's in front and they're hollering and hooting and hollering, and he came off stage and he got the finger like come here from Johnny Libera. He says, "You're saying this wrong, you're saying that wrong." This and Jimmy said I went from like this big high to a real low.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's funny. Now let's get back to some more of the bands that you have performed with. So you'd mentioned Big Steve, Steel City Brass.
So after Steel City, I actually got a call from Mark, and coincidentally, that's when you were playing drums, but you decided to either retire or leave, and for whatever reasons you left.
You're talking with the Dynatones now.
Correct. Yeah, with the Dynatones. Yeah. So, Mark asked me if I would play, and I think it was only maybe 1 or 2 years with the Dynatones that I played after you. Mm-hmm. And then, I filled in with a couple bands here and there. Concertina All Stars being one of them.
And recorded with them, by the way.
I did. Yep. I think it was their first recording that they put out that I was actually on drums with them.
Yes.
And then I think it was right around 2004, 2005 that Tommy Picciano called me and said that he was ready to start the Noose. And the rest is kind of history there.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a huge crowd. It's not just people from the area that know the Noose band for this reunion. You've got people that have purchased tickets from Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts,
Minnesota.
I know
they're coming out from
the place,
everywhere.
The place is going to be mobbed, which is great. We'd love seeing that. And also, I don't know if you probably did catch a little bit of the Tom and Tom show yesterday on Polkas After Dark. They were saying that you guys are going to be releasing a live recording from about 12 years ago. It's going to feature all 7 guys in the band, which is nice. And
definitely.
I don't know if you know any of the tunes or whatever, but we are excited to get a hold of that. I also mentioned yesterday that a lot of the newer cars, Steve Grimala and I from Dunkirk. Steve's been a friend of mine for the last 25, pushing 30 years already. And
I know Steve.
we were talking, and we were talking, and he says, none of the new cars are coming out with a CD player. They now have the thumb drive. And talking with Tommy, he said, there's going to be a limited amount of thumb drives, which I'm sure Steve is going to be there, and he's going to grab one of those for sure. But, it's...
so getting back to the dance really quick. Again, we talked about having it at Potts, and just because we owe Danny so much. I mean, back in the day, and even till this day, if I'm not mistaken, he would give the key to a lot of the band leaders.
Yes.
Because that's where everybody practiced.
Yeah.
It's hard to practice in a basement. You're taking everything downstairs. It's just who has the that size basement that everybody can actually fit around. Also, so a lot of times, Danny, it's just Tuesday booked. No, come on in. You guys are all set, So, it's nice because also you get the cooler there. So you have some beer and, he leave a tip in the bar, and he was all happy with that, So, I think there was a couple times that I know that the news practiced, and he said, you know what, I made more on you guys practicing than I would have if I was open.
Oh, geez.
So, so we definitely wanted to have it at Potts, and, it's going to be tight. I mean, we were going over the numbers today, Tommy and I, Picciano, and we're at 330, I think it is.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, and again, it's just a gratitude to Danny, and it's just where we wanted to have it,
It's going to be a great time. Hey, let's get back on to some of the other things because my ADD kicks in a lot.
Yeah.
Drums was your first love. Do you play any other instruments besides drums?
I don't, but it's funny. Like in 7th grade, I actually took some clarinet lessons from Kyle Cohan.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
I did. But again, there's always something else that comes up. And so when I was taking lessons from her, I think it was like twice a week or whatever, it was during baseball season. So baseball kind of superseded me playing clarinet like Lenny, I want to say, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I've always wanted to play another instrument, but never really sat down and worked at it. I know like bass, I kind of can play a little bit of bass, but again, not much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, drums and vocals is what kind of, that I'm concentrating on. So.
Okay. Now with the vocals, you have been the USPA male vocalist of the year. Tell us a little bit about that honor.
Yeah, so I was able to fortunately win it in 2012, and then that one was actually bittersweet because my polka idol was Eddie Blazonczyk Sr., and it was like a week before I think that he passed away in 2012. So again, winning that was a huge honor, but just knowing that we lost the polka icon a week before was just like I said, it was bittersweet. But then again, in 2015, 16, 17, and 18, I must have fooled him again. I don't know.
Yeah, that was great. Well, congratulations. And oddly enough, you're talking about you and Eddie. We do have a picture of you and Eddie that just went by on the screen. And it's really nice. It's really touching to see those kind of memories.
Absolutely.
Really, really fantastic. Hey, there's a guy by the name of John Zalasco that says hi to us, and so we want to say hello back to him, and that's Jay-Z, of course.
Jay-Z, yeah, my brach.
Yeah, there you go. It's just so nice. People are talking about, we're going to be hanging out with you guys on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people in the chat room, which is nice.
Awesome.
Talking about some stuff. Hey, you know, I got to ask you this too. I've never even asked Picciano.
I'm sorry.
But what's the matter?
Tracy Green chimed in and
Tracy,
she said...
Terry,
sorry, because I was reading something else at the same time. I apologize for that, Terry. She said, Josh just heard Andy say 3:30 and said, is that the time the dance will be over? And knowing you guys, that's a possibility. I don't know.
It sure is.
Wow.
It sure is. But they got to get some beauty sleep because they got to get on the bus and travel down to.
Well, they just said it was an all-nighter. Wasn't that what Tom and Tom said yesterday?
That's what Wonderlick said yesterday. It's going to be an all-nighter. Oh, boy. Hey, so I didn't ask the two of those guys yesterday, but how did the News actually get their name?
I'm mistaken. I think originally the name was the Buffalo News.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was the Buffalo News. And I think somebody from the actual Buffalo News called either Tommy or Mike and said, you can't use that name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they said, basically, we could sue you, and yeah, I guess that might have what did it. It might have why they changed it. But I'm pretty sure Mike Burka said that was the reason, just because when somebody's calling you saying they're going to sue you, you're like, we're
going to change our
take
name
the chance,
real quick. Now, also, I do remember talking with Burka and Wanderlich at one point, and they attended a dance out in Albany at the PCC in Albany. Okay. And I remember them going in and talking to the promoter of that place. And somebody said, there's some guys out there with the Buffalo News that want to talk to you. Well, the guy thought it was actually the newspaper. I remember this as if it were yesterday, and talked to Wonderlich. Yeah, talk to Wonderlich about that, because it's going to hit him. It's going to hit him too. But I remember him saying that the guy thought, come on in, you guys can ask any questions whatsoever. This is great. And Tommy says, no, we're actually with a polka band called the Buffalo News. So it's funny because we played a festival in Amsterdam. I think it was probably like 2014, 15.
And the promoter, it's Dan McNamara, runs the festival. And when we first got there, he's like, why don't you guys go downstairs and get something to eat before you set up? He says, they have pierogi, they got Polish, whatever you want. Just, go ahead and take it. So we go downstairs and this older woman comes up to me and she goes, I know you. You're with the news. And I said, yeah, and I'm thinking, because obviously with YouTube videos and everything. And she goes, I watch you every day on Channel 7. So apparently I talked to Dan and Dan said, yeah, you do look like our weatherman.
Oh, holy smokes. That is hilarious.
Yeah. So it's not the first time the news has been confused, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, what personal genres of music do you listen to, Andy, when you're not listening to polka music?
I'm all over. Oldies, bluegrass, 80s. I listen to Green Day one day and the next day is Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I really don't care for is definitely rap.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big jazz fan. Jazz sounds like I could play guitar and make it sound like jazz.
And I do like a little bit of jazz, but I have to go wholehearted with you with the rap thing. I'm not a big rap guy either.
But yeah, I'm pretty much open to anything,
Gotcha. And
yeah.
So how many recordings have you actually done? Have you ever sat down and jotted down a list of how many recordings you've been on?
No, I haven't, to tell you the truth, but I know. So obviously all the ones except the first new CD, I've recorded. I recorded the one with Steel City Brass, the one with Big Steve that you and I were both on.
Yeah.
And then Concertina All Stars, and I think that's probably about it, if I'm not mistaken.
And then, of course, the latest one with the 7 Polka Band.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I'm having a great time with those guys. It's one thing that, and obviously, Ricky and Dennis, and, I told Tommy Picciano this, like when the news ended, we're buddies. We're like brothers. And I know they mentioned that yesterday. I mean, It was like nothing for us to just get together and go to a Bills game. And a lot of times, like when we were in the van and going to play festivals and different dances and everything like that, it was just like time that we just shared together. And it was like the playing was second almost. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But I told Tommy, I said, I don't think I could ever share that with another band. Because again, with the closeness and just the camaraderie that we had was just unique. And that's one thing that I never thought I'd have. But with playing with 7, it's definitely close, because these guys are same thing. They're just a joy to be around. Good bunch of guys that just want to have fun and make some music, So
you have also, with the news, you guys also ran a dance the night before a Bills game. Not once, not twice, but many times. You got people to purchase tickets to go to the Bills games, and you had an event on a Saturday night, which brought in, of course, a lot of the out-of-state people to come and watch the Buffalo Bills play, which was great. And, again, it's the camaraderie of the band, but yet you do stuff outside of the polka music, which is great. It really, really
exactly.
is.
Yeah, and I think it was with our band, it was very unique in the situation that we were all like literally like 45 minutes from each other, except for Jay-Z, obviously, who was living out in Michigan in Grand Rapids. But I mean, it'd be nothing for me to call up Tommy like on a Wednesday night and say, hey, Tommy, you doing anything? I said, I got an idea for a song. He's like, no, come on over. I'm watching the Sabres game or something. It was literally like that easy, where a lot of bands nowadays, everybody's from another state,
Yeah, that's true.
And then to get, even the practice and stuff like that, we could always get together, where nowadays for practices, it's I think you're sending usually MP3s out to different guys, and then you show up to the job, maybe practice that song once or twice before the gig,
right?
And hope to put it in your set list,
Right, exactly. Hey, do you have a favorite band that you never ever performed in, but have always wanted to, past or present?
Probably, I know everybody says like the late 90s TBC. I'd say late 90s TBC or Eddie. I never really had a chance to. There was one jam session at Seven Springs. I remember going up, and it was most of Eddie's guys were on stage and playing. I think it was like at the Matterhorn Lounge or something like that. And I was able to sit in, and Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't even know if you know this, but I actually have a tape that I'm not sure how many people actually have it, but it's live Eddie. It was Eddie when Matt Lewandowski was in the band, but Matt happened to be getting married that weekend, so he had somebody fill in on drums. Do you remember who that was?
Yes, it was me, actually.
It was you.
I
You.
raised my hand. Yes, Matt Lewandowski said, "Hey, would you be interested? Eddie's going to call you." And I said, "Well, sure. I'm not doing anything that weekend." That was a Friday night in Canada, a Saturday night at St. Gabriel's, and Sunday afternoon at Franny Russo's place out in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Man, that was an amazing weekend. That put me on cloud nine too. Thanks to
I can imagine.
Matt and Sandy.
Yeah. So if you don't have a recording of that, let me know and I'll get you a copy.
Actually, I might be very interested, but I don't have a cassette player anymore. So somebody would have to burn some MP3s.
It's an 8-track, so.
Andy Kaczmarski, where are you when we need you?
Right.
Hey, do you have a most memorable? I can't believe it is 5:54 already. 6 minutes to 6. I still have a bunch more questions. Can you kind of stick around here for a little bit more?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm having a lot of fun.
Great. Thank you. And so are we. Do you have a most memorable gig that you played? Now, this could have either been the most people, or maybe it was just a small crowd, but the band was hitting on all cylinders and you guys rocked. Do you have something like that?
I know probably the biggest crowd that we've played for would probably had been like one of the Pulaski crowds, because they're just, a lot of times you don't even see the floor. There's no room for people to even dance. They're just standing to the back of the tent. And I know the first time we were actually out in Pulaski, we took a bus trip from Buffalo. There was, I don't know, maybe 40 to 50 people that joined us for the trip. And that's a long ride. You're going 14 hours from Buffalo. So, we played the first night. Great time. I thought we sounded really, really good. Band had a good time. Everybody had a good time. And so at the end of the night, it was Friday night. At the end of the night, everybody that came on the bus trip said, well, we'll help you guys pack up. And we were like, well, that's great, because obviously you played Pulaski before. It's kind of dark, so especially, when it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're just, and it's kind of dusty. It's outdoors and everything like that. So you're just trying to wrap everything up and get it on the bus.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we played Saturday, got everything all set up, and Polka Family was playing before us. And I remember Hank saying, and here's the news. And Tommy's going, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. And there was like nothing. We could not figure out what was going on. We had like no power for, we had all these people waiting to hear us, and we couldn't even start because we didn't know what happened. But apparently the night before, when people were helping us pack up, somebody unplugged one of the main power cords. And so for 15, 20 minutes, we were just like crickets.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So when we finally got to go, and then everything was fine after that. But it's one of those that you'll never forget. But I know we played Springs, and we knew that Ryan Joseph was going to be in town for Seven Springs. So we cut a song off of one of our CDs. He played on it. And it was called Years Ago. And we asked Ryan, hey, Ryan, would you mind playing Years Ago with us at Springs? We're going to be there. And he's like, absolutely. So when he came up, it was one of those same things where there was no room to even dance. There were so many people, and the energy on stage with him playing was just phenomenal. And it went from one song to, I think he played like 5 or 6 with us. So it was great. Yeah.
That's great.
Definitely special.
Jay-Z's saying that he remembers the weekend in Pulaski, 1993. And then we also had, Sharon Golden chimed in and said, that was a blast. I remember that. And the parade was the best. And Chris Tansky's also saying, I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Pulaski, you definitely got to go.
To do it. Yes, that is for certain. Jerry's raising her hand right now. She said, I've never been to Pulaski. Never been to Pulaski. Well, maybe we have to take you some July. Okay. That's usually in July, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think it's like the 3rd weekend of July, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Hey, also, who did you idolize growing up? Now, this could be in a polka music world or another genre altogether, but who did Andy Bojczuk idolize?
I'd say it was probably Eddie Sr. And not, I mean, gosh, I mean, he was just great on stage, but it was the off the stage that really, I don't know, it just made me respect him so much more, just because just how he would carry himself, and just he was so well respected. He knew everybody's name. You know, it wasn't like, hey, you, and I'm so bad with that. I'm you know, I'm great with faces, but names, you know, and especially they know you being a musician. They're like, hey, Andy, and I'm like, hey, you, you know, it's tough. But Eddie just knew everybody's name, and just he was so personal, you know. And again, even that picture that I think he might have been putting up, he came to the table, just sat down, just like a regular guy, you know, and he was. And again, I think that's what really made me idolize him, not only on stage for what he did on stage, but off.
Yeah. Here. Amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the musicians that you've shared the stage with the News, because there's been a couple of different guys. I know Jimmy Weber jumped on board for a while, and you guys recorded that Christmas CD, which was phenomenal. But tell us some of the guys that you've shared the stage with over the years, Andy, with the News.
Yeah, when Tommy left, I think in 2015, moved to Arizona, and that's when we really contemplated on, do we keep moving on, or do we hang it up now? What do we do, you know? And again, it wasn't like it was 30 years ago, where you had maybe 10 or 12 horn players to choose from, or stick players or whatever, you know. And we kind of tossed around the idea, maybe Jay-Z, you know, didn't play concertina, maybe he played horn, and then we looked for a box player. And you know, we really didn't know what we wanted to do. And at that point, I think we all decided, well, let's reach out to a couple guys and see if they were interested, and Jimmy being one of them. And just for, you know, again, his accolades and everything that he's done in his career, we all said that he would have been a perfect fit. And we were just crossing our fingers that when we did ask him if he would say yes, and he did. And we were just glad that he was able to be a part of the News, and yeah, forever grateful for that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, we always had I guess the nice thing about the band, and a lot of people would compliment us on this, was that we always seem to have the same core guys. You know, a lot of times you see different bands that have a fill in here, fill in there. We always seem to have the same guys. Every once in a while, maybe somebody couldn't make it. I think there was one weekend we played in Pulaski, or no, I'm sorry, it was Milwaukee, and Brian, who always played every gig, couldn't make it. I think he might have been in China with his job.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
Yeah, and so we actually had Nigel play for us, and which again, Nigel's a great player, and yeah, so again, we tried to keep the same group of guys playing, and it definitely was a compliment that we'd receive a lot of times from different people saying that. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song that you like to sing when you're up on stage, or sing or play, either one?
I love singing the Polish. I love singing, like, just taking a Wally tune and singing it, you know, new style. But I think my favorite is probably, there's nothing like writing a song and seeing people sing that song.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I mean,
it sure does.
yeah, there's been times where we've played, you know, different songs like Rearview Mirror, I'll just take for example, and you're singing it, and you're seeing the people just sing those words, knowing in the back of your mind that you wrote that. You know, it definitely gives you it's cool. It's a very cool feeling.
Yeah. How many songs have you written over your career?
I don't really know, to tell you the truth.
I understand, and I played the song yesterday, might even hit it again today, but the song Second Chance, I understand that you and Mr. Urbanchik had written that on the way to a gig, if I'm not mistaken, at one point.
Yeah, I think it was, again, maybe a longer festival wherever we were driving to, and that's usually how, like, at least the way I write, it has to be a concept, you know. So I mean, like, Long Story Short is a song that I wrote, and there was a guy at work that would always open up. He'd always say, "So long story short," and then go on and tell the story. Then 5 minutes later, "So long story short," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, long story short," you know. So I'm like, you know what? I go, that's not a bad little saying there, you know. So I'm like, if I could take that, and so basically I wrote the song "Long Story Short, Darling, I Love You," and kind of wrote it around there. And even like you played earlier today was "Baby's Coming Home."
Yeah.
And that was a Jerry Reed song that Mike Burka found, and said, "Man, listen." And Jerry Reed, there was no words to the song, but the melody was there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Listen to this melody." He asked me, he's like, "Can you come up with something?" And I said, "Well, what's your concept?" And he's like, something about my, my baby was just born, but she's coming home from the hospital, something like that, and how happy I am and everything. And it was one of those where I sat down and like within 15, 20 minutes, I had the song.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's other times where you can ask Michelle where I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a song, and I'll sit down and you literally get like writer's block. There's like nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But other times stuff comes to you, and definitely Second Chance was one of those. I think, between Brian and I just bouncing, ideas off of each other. And then usually for me, like the melody will come later. So
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's just the timing of the words or what, but yeah. So
Gotcha.
it's pretty cool.
Without divulging the company name, you do work a day job, correct?
I do. Yeah.
What is it that you do? And again, without telling us who the company is.
I can tell you the company. It's not a big deal, but it's Post-Process Technologies. We're basically support removal for 3D machines, like 3D parts. And I'm in logistics, so I'm shipping, receiving, setting up carriers and whatnot.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. Good deal.
Yeah. But it definitely allows me enough time to play on the weekends and, take different days off and stuff like that. So very flexible. And that's, as a polka musician, that's huge,
That helps a lot. So from when you were a little kid till now, would you ever have dreamed that polka music would have taken you to where it's at?
Absolutely not. No, because I think you always dream about it and hope.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is luck too. I mean, timing wise and stuff like that. Even like I mentioned, with Paul leaving Big Steve at that time, and me not playing with anybody, and Steve calling me, and then same thing with Ricky leaving Steel City. The timing was just perfect. So I don't know if that's luck or whatever it might be, but yeah, and again, you always hope. Same thing with singing. I believe me, I never thought, well, I'm going to go and sing and win 5 vocalists of the year. That's never was never in my thoughts at all. And then even playing and singing at the same time and everything like that. It's even to this day it gets tricky. You want to do a certain lick, and I'm like, nope, I got to stay on the do the vocals.
Stay where the vocal is. No,
exactly.
Now, also with that being said, your voice is amazing, by the way, and everybody kind of knows
appreciate that.
But
thank you.
You have also done some work outside of polkas with Dave Gawroński, have you not?
I have, yeah. So it's funny. I go to a church. Well, let me back up. So we were playing Ludlow, Massachusetts.
Wait, you're backing up. I didn't hear the beeps.
Beep, beep. There we go.
There you go. No, that's better.
But no, so I was playing with the News, and we were playing Ludlow, Massachusetts the one weekend, and Dave happened to be there with his wife Arlene, and Dave says, "Yeah," he says, "I'm going to be moving out to Buffalo," and I said, "You are?" And I said, "When?" He says, within the next couple months. And I said, "Oh, whereabouts?" And he says, "You probably won't know. It's a little town called Eden, New York." I said, "Eden, New York? I know exactly where it is." I said, "I live in Eden." He's like, "Oh, get out of here." So we got talking and everything. And so Dave is our organist at our church. It's called Immaculate Conception. And so Michelle and I and Hannah go every weekend. And a lot of times Dave would be up in the choir, and he'd pass by, he'd get communion, come by, he's like, "Come on up." I'm like, no, I'm okay down here, So the one weekend, I think the girl, I think her name was Lynn, she couldn't make it. So Dave's like, "Come on, you got to come up." So I said, okay. So I finally got it. And I don't know why I was so nervous, but again, I'm up in the choir, nobody's looking at me, not like at a polka dance or anything,
Right.
But yeah, so I'm up in the choir, and I've been singing with Dave, and probably for the past year and a half now. Yeah. So on weekends. It's definitely cool.
You did a beautiful
really
tribute
is.
with your stepdad, Bobby.
Appreciate
when
that.
You were there, everybody was in the church, and just hearing your two voices, they blend and mesh together so well. It's a scary thing, actually, to be honest with you.
And that was definitely a tough one to get through. You hear so many people say, "I don't know if I can get through it." Yeah, that was definitely a rough one for me.
Yeah, good gosh. Hey, our buddy Mark Komar is saying, great interview. Mark was over at Val's Dingus Day. He ended up recording the whole weekend. He's still putting a whole bunch of songs up on YouTube with Lenny, Livewire, with you guys.
Absolutely.
Shared the stage with Lenny that evening. and
Yep.
with the All-Star Band. So, once
Yeah,
again,
Mark does a great job.
Yeah, he sure does.
Yeah.
Oh gosh! Now I have two more questions for you, and then
Shoot.
then I can let you go. Finally,
Okay.
I need to have your favorite breakdown story, and I think I know where this could be going, but I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
know if you were with the band at that time or not, but let's go ahead and hear your favorite breakdown story, or maybe you have a few.
Okay, so we actually, the 3 times that I can remember breaking down, they were all Wisconsin related. So for whatever reason, so maybe you don't want to take that trip out to Wisconsin anytime soon. But yeah, so I think it was like 2008 or 2009 that we were playing Pulaski. We were driving to Pulaski, and it was nice because a lot of times Tommy's wife Katie would drive.
Yeah.
When we found out Katie was driving, we were all ecstatic because Katie would go. I mean, she'd go like literally like 14 hours straight. She could drive.
Oh man!
Yeah. So when we found out Katie was driving, we were like, yes, that means that we can drink in the back. so I remember the one time we were going out to Wisconsin playing Pulaski, and we'd always leave at like 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday. Because if you don't get to Chicago by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, any later than that, you're sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
So we knew that we had to leave right around that time. So we'd leave 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night on a Thursday to get through Chicago to get to Wisconsin. So I remember we were drinking, and Lemon Drop, it was called Lemon Drop Vodka, was the new vodka that just came out.
Okay.
So we got the Lemon Drop Vodka, and by the time we got to, I think it was Gary, Indiana, we've been drinking, had the vodka, it was gone. Again, it was amongst all the guys that were in the van. And I remember the van pulling over off to the side, and Katie was driving, and she goes, I don't know what happened. It just literally just shut off.
Oh, wow.
So we had no clue trying to start it. It just didn't seem like it was getting gas. I remember Mike Burka saying, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He was going to relieve himself.
Mm-hmm.
He came back and he said, it smelled like Pledge. whatever that means. I think because of the lemon drop.
That would be Burka.
Exactly.
He always came out with those one-liners that
he had that
made
line.
You think. It would made you think, and then all of a sudden you just bust out laughing for no reason at all. Oh, jeez, hilarious.
So somebody actually pulled over on the side of the road. It was I remember a guy in a pickup truck, and he's same thing, trying to help us. And he said, well, I know there's an AutoZone right up the road. We can go to the AutoZone. And everybody said, well, Andy will go with you. I'm like, I am? Oh, okay, I guess I'm going with you. Again, not even know who this guy really is. And really not what we even to know what we're looking for. We know the van stopped, but what are we going for? You know?
Yeah.
So we determined that it was actually probably something to do with like the fuel filter or something with the fuel itself. Long story short, we ended up having the van. The van had to be towed in Indiana. It was Gary, Indiana. And I remember passing this place called Diamond Suites. And the only thing that was lit up, it was kind of like the neon lights in the sign. And the only thing that was lit up was dye.
Oh, great.
So if that's not an omen to get the hell out of there, I don't know what it is.
It's like one of those scary movies, you know?
Exactly.
That's priceless, Andy. Oh, my gosh.
So the van and the trailer and us got towed to Indiana. We waited around for a good maybe hour and a half, and that's exactly what it was the fuel filter. The guy got us back on the road.
Wow.
We made it to Pulaski, literally. I think we started at 3 in the afternoon. I think we got there at 2:30.
Oh, holy smokes.
It was, and the whole intent was to get there, get our room, get some sleep before the gig.
Yeah.
And there was none of that. So it was just basically playing on pure adrenaline and no sleep.
I was just going to say, isn't it amazing how you can do that too? With
Absolutely,
no sleep
yeah.
whatsoever. You take the stage and it's like all of a sudden you got a huge lift and you don't know why. Hey, I got to ask you this because playing with the Dynatones, we had an issue once in Michigan. Where Mark was driving and we got hit by a side of beef, which was the deer, of course.
Yep.
And how did you get the trailer? Was that a flatbed that had to tow you guys?
It was.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, yep.
Because I was going to say that is extremely difficult. Heard of that, been there, done that as well.
Yeah. And actually, we did hit a deer. That's one of the other stories coming back from Pulaski. Or I'm sorry, Milwaukee. It was Milwaukee that we played because that was the weekend that Brian was in China. and Nigel filled in for us.
Okay.
And on the way back to, I think it was we were going to Grand Rapids, and we were going to drop Jay-Z off and Nigel, and John Flamenco was driving, and sure enough, we hit a deer.
Oh.
Yeah, and it had to be at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ah.
And when we hit it, he actually coasted a good, probably, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 yards, and then we coasted on the side of the road. We called the cops. And by the time the cops actually showed up, the deer got hit so many times. I know it sounds a little disgusting, but it got hit so many times it was right next to us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I remember the cop showing up and actually even saying to us, he's like, "Are you guys sure that it was a deer?" And we're like, "We're 99% sure." And he's like, "Okay." He goes, "Because you'd be surprised how many people actually are walking on the side that would get hit." And we were like so surprised, but yeah. So that was definitely another one. So.
Oh, that is crazy. That reminds me of that joke where the drunk was walking down the street, and he comes home and he says, wife says, "How come you're late?" And he says, "Well, I actually ran over a milk bottle and got a flat tire." She says, "Well, didn't you see it?" He says, "No, this little kid was hiding it under his coat." But
oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know it's bad. It's bad. Sorry.
But
our final, thank gosh, right? Our final question to you, Andy, and thank you so much for spending the time with us today on Polkas After Dark for this interview.
Thank you, guys.
Also want to remind people that the interview will be available on YouTube. All you have to do is type in Andy Bojczuk, Bojczuk interview, and that'll come up, and you'll be able to hear it probably within about 5-10 minutes after 7 p.m. because that's when it finalizes. But the final question to you, Andy, is what advice would you give to someone who wants to get started into music? Either they are they're going to want to be a musician, or just a vocalist, or just a sideman. What advice would you give to that person?
I don't know. I think I've had quite a few people come up to me and say, like, I used to play accordion, or I used to play trumpet back in the day. And I guess my question to them is like, well, why'd you stop?
Good.
And their usual response, well, I had kids, I had this, or whatever might be going on, And I guess, with an instrument, you can play whether you're 8 years old or 80 years old,
Yes.
And that's the nice thing about it. I can understand like sports, because after a while, with you getting older, everything like that. But, that's definitely something, an instrument you can play at any age. And I always basically tell them, I'm like, well, keep playing again, pick it up again, And I actually had a couple people come up to me already and tell me, thank you so much for that advice, because I started playing again, or I found this one on Marketplace, for $50, and it's a good deal, and I'm trying it again, So, I definitely say that, if it's an instrument, never put it down. Or if you do, there's always a chance you could pick it up again,
Yeah. Oh,
and then great. I guess another thing that I remember talking to Alex, let's see, from Alex Meisner the one time. We were just like talking back and forth, and I know we both kind of like said the same thing, that, always stay humble. Because there's always somebody's better. There's always, the music is always bigger than you actually are, but just always stay humble. And I think that's important, which, I definitely give that advice.
Wow, that's great. So many people are sending us private messages. We're going to see you on Saturday,
awesome.
Which is great. And it's folks from out of state. So
absolutely,
again, we are looking forward to seeing you guys. Andy, once again, thank you so much. Thank Michelle for allowing us to steal you for about 45 minutes. But we can't wait to hear you guys.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you guys. And thanks again. And thanks again for everything you guys do. This is, I know, a lot of work. I know Tommy Wunderlich and I actually had a show for a while, and we were only doing it once a week on Tuesdays, but I'd be getting home at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So, but I know what it takes to do this, and we definitely are grateful to you guys. So thanks again.
Thank you very much. We have a lot of fun. Jerry and I have a lot of fun doing it, and
absolutely,
as everybody knows, you don't do it for the money. There's no compensation, but the compensation is great because all the people get a chance to chime in as well with a lot of stuff. Hey, again, thank you so much. Love you, buddy. And,
We love you too, guys.
and we will see you on Saturday night. And we got a song. Boy, I hope you guys are going to play this because we're going to play it right now. Are you guys going to probably have worked out Vippy Sobia?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's on the list.
Beautiful. Well, that's good. That's on the good list.
The ladybug.
Yeah, here. All right. We will
Yeah.
catch you later. Andy, thanks again. Enjoy your week.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, Andy Bojczuk on the drums here. Let's see. I think Mr. Picciano sings this song. And I remember Berg helped him out with the vocals, the Polish vocals. Here's one called Vippy Sobie.
Poszłem na zabawę, słuchać ładna muzykę i była taka dziewczyna. Ja się znów poznałem, całe noc gadałem i potem ja z nią tańczyłem. Chciałem się znów zabawić, ona nie chce ze mną pić. To co ja mam tutaj zrobić? Chciałem się znów zabawić, ona nie chce ze mną pić. To co ja mam tutaj zrobić? Mój mądry kolega tak dobrze mówi mnie, pójdź se tam i wypij sobie. Całe noc tańczyli i potem uciekła mi, nie wiem gdzie ona zginęła. Gdzie ona uciekła mi, tak z drugiem się bawi, a o mnie już zapomniała. Nie wiem co teraz robię, może do bary pójdę, wypiję takie coś mocne. Nie wiem co teraz robię, może do bary pójdę, wypiję takie coś mocne. Nie, jeśli jest dobrze, znajdę ja kolegę, jeszcze raz wypiję sobie.
Oh, yes, sirree. Vippy Sobia, Tommy Peach on the vocal for you guys right there, Tommy Picciano. Hey, you guys are tuned to polkas. What are you laughing at?
Mike Catanzaro did all these little ladybugs over and so I just saw it and it made me giggle. I like ladybugs.
I wonder if he is coming in from out of,
I
folks.
got a ladybug on my tattoo.
Oh, you do?
I do. It's right there. That's
Oh.
why I saw the ladybugs and smile.
Oh,
Not
jeez.
because of the song. Just,
Gotcha.
you know.
Gotcha. Ladybug. Okay. I remember my grandmother saying years and years ago, I'm so poor, I can't buy a ladybug a hairnet.
Aw.
And that was always fun. That was great.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, she was...
Did you see who's coming in on Saturday?
No, who?
Peter, PCM fan.
Oh, really?
He said he's going to see
Him and Kim are
everyone
coming in.
on Saturday. That is so awesome.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, folks, if you are coming in, let us know. Maybe send us a private message on Facebook. Kind of let us know or send us an email. Shoot us an email at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. Once again, that's polkasafterdark@gmail. And let us know when you're coming in, what day, approximate time, because we'd love to get a chance to maybe hang out with you, have a drink. It's going to be a crazy, crazy time and a crazy crowd. I know everybody's planning on getting there early for the Saturday reunion of the news. And again, it's been sold out. So if you haven't purchased your tickets by now, you're not going to be able to get in. Andy just mentioned that it's a sellout. They have 330 tickets sold for this event.
And that is max capacity.
Yes, they can't
for
do
the
anymore.
venue. It's not that they don't want to let people in.
Right.
They just can't because that's the max limit.
Maybe next time they'll think of having a big street dance or something
That
where they
would
can
be
block off a whole bunch of streets and just have the band play
Right
outside.
in front of the old Buffalo News building.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny?
Why not?
That would be funny, yeah. Like they haven't approximately got sued for anything before. Hey, how about a tune called Spread the Love Around? Here's Tommy Wonderlick on the vocal, TW. He and Felicia are heading in on Wednesday night, which is going to be exciting. We're going to try to get a chance to hang out with them.
Sometimes this crazy world can make us all feel bad. I sit and watch the news and just get mad. We need to stop and smell the roses in the ground. So get out today, spread some love around. Talk to a neighbor and volunteer a favor. Help out a stranger when his car's broke down. Take your wife a kissing when your kids talk, listen. It makes a lovely sound, spread some love around. You know it don't take much to make somebody's day. A kind word or a tender touch goes a long, long way. We can change the world if we just start in our hometown. So get out today, spread some love around. Tell your mom you love her, and bear hug your brother. Treat your sister to a night out on the town. Throw the ball for Rover, and wrestle in the clover. Have fun with that old hound, spread some love around. Slap your girl's fanny and tickle on old granny. Dance with the kids and act just like a clown. A little tiny kiss and hug. Everybody needs that stuff. Turn a frown upside down. Spread some love around. When this world gets you down, spread some love around.
Oh, yeah, TW, Tommy Wonderlick on the vocal. Spread some love around, Polka. Hey, we want to say hello to some more people in the chat room. Jerry just acknowledged PCM fan, Peter, PCM fan. He's going to be coming in with Kim for that big dance over there at Potts Banquet Hall for the reunion. Can't wait for that. Dave Janka, Jan Dressler. We're going to say hello once again to Mark Komar. Paul Schmiel is also here with us. Judy Crayson, thank you. Sherry and Mark Chepach. Sherry's tuned in. Congratulations again on your nomination with the Polka Jammer Network, your TGI Friday show with the USPA. Terry Green, we're going to say hi to her. Ivan Mayers. Chris Hedrich is here. Jimmy Kazmierczak. Joanne Novakowski, hello to you. Jay-Z, John Zalasco, we can't wait to see him. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just watching the guys on stage again. It's going to be a huge crowd. A lot of people are going to be standing in front of the band as they usually do and usually did back then. Marcia Rocca Moscato, Chris Tansky, Gene Soika is here. Also, Linda Swiderski. Hello to you from the Cleveland, Ohio area. John Linder. And also, Kath, it's great to see you guys here on Polkas After Dark in the chat room. He says, hey, guys, great show. Great show. Greetings from sunny Florida. Well, you just lost us as a friend, John. Sunny Florida.
I
Yeah,
think there might be a sun out there somewhere.
Oh, is there? Yeah,
Somewhere.
Probably kids running around in the neighborhood. Those are the sons.
My son's out there somewhere.
Nah, but again, we bust your chops, John. It's been a while since we've seen you, so hopefully when you get up here, you get a chance to private message us. I think I still have your cell phone number, so please, we'd love to get a chance to shout at you. Also, Mr. Mark Komar once again. Let's see here. I think you two will win. I don't know about that, but thank you so much for those kind words. Maria Dipiatic, she is also here. Let's see here. Vincent Marie Sosnowski, and of course Ryan Tallis. Hey, we want to tell you guys, since we got a lot of people here from Cleveland, Ohio, and a lot of people here tuned in from other states as well, we want to make mention about that 55th annual festival and convention being held at the Crown Plaza. That's that new location, May 23rd through the 26th for the United States Polka Association Convention. Jerry, tell everybody who's going to be hanging out with them in USPA, the bands.
We will be.
We will be, sure.
Of course. And a bunch of others. Music will be provided by Jack Beachley's Jam Band, New Tones, Crusade, Maestro's Men, Jody Maddie's Uptown Sound, New Generation, Frankie Lishka's Blue Magic, The Beat, TNT, which is The Natural Talent, John Gura and Gurare, Polka Country Musicians, and Polka Family. For more information, you can reach out to Cindy at 216-299-0934 or Cheryl at 440-570-3407. Or visit the website at www.uspapolka.com. They've got the lineups on there, the events, the hotel information. All the information you need will be on that website.
Yeah. And again, that's for the 55th annual, I can't believe that, the 55th annual festival and convention held by the United States Polka Association, once again at their new location, the Crown Plaza. That takes place Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. Now, just a note, Cindy and Cheryl have requested that you give them a call around 11 p.m. or midnight or sometime after that, because they love talking to people at that hour of the night and in the morning. So we're busting your chops. Don't be calling them, because then they're going to be very PO'd at everybody.
Especially us for saying it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Wow, Robin and Jerry said to call you guys.
This was the time you wanted it.
Well, hopefully they have, they do have voicemail, so that'll be all right. Hey, we're going to say hi to Steve Guramala out in Dunkirk, and we also want to make mention of a couple more events coming up.
Hi, this is Richie Dombrowski of the Polka Country Musicians, inviting you to join us for the 9th annual Ocean Beach Park Polka Days, taking place at beautiful sunny Ocean Beach Park in New London, Connecticut, June 19th to June 22nd, 2024. Yours truly, the Polka Country Musicians, will once again be your host band as we bring you some of the nation's finest polka bands. This year, joining us at Ocean Beach Park Polka Days will be Frank Liska's Blue Magic, Polka Family Band, Matt's All-Stars, the Dyna Brass, Eddie Foreman Orchestra, The Beat, the Maestro's Men, the New Tones, and returning once again to Ocean Beach, Wisconsin's own Live Wire. They'll all be joining yours truly, the Polka Country Musicians, to make this another great polka weekend. We'll get this party started once again on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. on the boardwalk with PCM, and music will continue Thursday through Saturday in the picnic pavilion during the day and in the ballroom all evening long. For tickets, questions, and any other information, please visit our website at www.oceanbeachparkpolkadays.com and follow us on our Facebook page, Ocean Beach Park Polka Days. It's going to be a great time at Ocean Beach Park Polka Days 2024. We can't wait to see you all again. Make your plans now to join us. You'll be glad you did. We hope to see you all again at the beach.
Hope to see everybody at the beach. Hey, speaking of PCM and Peter PCM fan, we got to play this song.
It's the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Let's sing the grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, 'cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Dive into the deep end, grab yourself a pin. Stay out of the water if you don't know how to swim. Over in the shallow end where no one else could see, I was showing her my to our favorite polka songs. We polka in the winter, cause it's summer all year long. We polka at the Parrot of our right by the sea. The girls wearing bikinis, but it doesn't bother me. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Listening to grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Jersey Polka Richie from the Polka Hall of Fame. He stopped by and played us, and we're oh so glad he came. He played his concertina, he sang just like a bird. The lyrics were in Polish, we don't understand a word. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Listening to grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. We polka in the morning, we polka after school. As the sun is setting low, it sparkles like a jewel. If you're up north freezing, I know this may sound cruel, but we'll see you all next winter as we polka by the pool. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. Listening to grandma's polka that they taught you back in school. We always dance responsibly, cause that's the golden rule. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool. At the pool party, polka by the polka party pool.
Oh yeah, PCM, the pool party by the Polka Party Pool. That's off of their brand new release. Hey folks, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark this Sunday afternoon edition. Once again, we will not be broadcasting next week Saturday or Sunday because we do have prior engagements. The one engagement, of course, is hanging out with the news at that big reunion dance over at Potts Banquet Hall that is sold out. So we're looking forward to seeing the people that have purchased tickets. However, if you have not, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to. But
I did get a nice text message that gave me Chris Bogdan's phone number, so I'm going to give you guys Chris's number because he will know how many tickets he has left, as opposed to Brian.
Yes.
Brian may know, but Chris will definitely know. So you can call Chris Bogdan at 412-260-9725. Again, his telephone number is 412-260-9725.
That's cool. Hey, we're going to send this one out especially to Shirley Shivets, Eddie's better half, and she celebrated a birthday. So happy belated birthday to you, Shirley. Here's one called Kasha's Polka and Polka Shirley. Here's the Polka Family Band with a nice live medley. And hello to Alice Fischler. Thanks very much for the compliments. We love having these interviews. Don't forget, next week Sunday we're not here, but the following Sunday we're going to be entertained by Mr. Billy Barnes.
Yesterday she told me that she really loved me, but tonight she said she's only thinking of me. How can I convince her she's my one and only? Got to that lady deep inside my heart. Give me Bible so high. Should I leave a fever? As she shines on my cheek, she mentions an Eva. Now maybe I'm not. Everybody now. Kasha, moja Kasha, daj serce twoje, ty serce za serce, dam tobie moje. Hey! Kasha, moja Kasha, bardzo cię kocham i wierność na wieki. Polka Shirley, let's go!
Hey, good evening to Mr. Pichacho. He's here. Hey, great sound with you guys with the network. Got a chance to catch some of the live video on Facebook.
You ought to see my son up around a pretty girl. She loves the polka dance and sometimes make romance. You ought to gypsy now, who doesn't I eat, make love, she got one love biwa. Hey, kakani shaba. That's my polka Shirley dancing around the floor. That's my polka Shirley yelling out for more. That's my polka Shirley, the girl that's meant for me. That's my polka Shirley. Come on, dance with me. Okay, everybody help us out together. Hey, Polka Shirley, where you been all my life? Whoop-ah.
That was kind of comical.
Girl polkas.
Yeah, we haven't seen her dance in a while. Holy smokes. And she almost ended perfectly with the song. That was kind of cool.
We'll have to teach her better.
Hey, kids, Polkas After Dark. We love having you guys here and sticking around with us. Janice Dipiatic has joined us. Once again, Alice Fischler up in Canada. Jimmy Breda is here. Jimmy Bredo and also Terry Casera. Hello to you. Arlene Gavrinsky said, great show and interview. Andy and his family are great people. Yeah, we have to kind of
absolutely
agree with you
that.
there, Arlene.
Absolutely.
And do you want to tell Mom what you're drinking today?
I am drinking just iced tea.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Very nice.
I had too many little ones last
night, yeah, when we were
so
catching
today
Keith's
is just iced tea.
Speaking of Keith, go ahead and mention some of the people there in
absolutely.
the chat room.
We have
over at
Larry
YouTube.
Kubiak and Sweetie Faze,
Yeah.
and Pat Bojczuk, Ricky Crew, Ashley Torres. Keith Strauss been hanging out with us this afternoon. He said a lot of awesome things, and I did not see them until recently. He had made mention about a midnight polka cruise on Lake Michigan.
Ooh.
And he was wondering why that wasn't the highlight of Andy's career, but I'm going to have to ask Andy about that one myself because I'd love to hear the story.
We'll see him Saturday.
Of course. Robert Milka's with us.
Oh, Rob, hello to you, sir.
And we also have Mike Cottonzera with Amy and Nikita. Mike and Tammy Soich said they went to go see Eddie Biegai and just got back.
Ah, nice.
That is awesome. Dana Lindblad.
Lindblad, yeah. He's going to be on for an interview in the not too distant future.
And we have Carolyn, Renee, and Danny Roy. And we need to hook up and set a date with her.
Oh yeah, for the new pool party.
The annual polka pool party at her house.
Yeah, it's the second
annual
pool party.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully we pick a good day and it's nice and warm.
And the heater's working in the pool.
And the heater's working in the pool. Well, if it's nice
if it's
and warm,
nice, we won't care.
We won't have to worry
That's
about
right.
that now, will
That's
we?
right.
Jeez, a whiz.
We had a lot of fun there last year. Looking forward to this year.
Hey, can't believe it is 6:42 p.m.
Wow.
East Coast time. Here's the Dyna Brass with one of their brand new releases. Here's one called Lucky Lips.
Da 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 whoa, da 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 whoa. When I was just a little boy, I didn't have many toys. My mama used to say, son, you got more than other boys. You may not be good looking and you may not be too rich, but you'll never ever be alone 'cause you've got lucky lips. Lucky lips are always kissing, lucky lips are never blue. Lucky lips will always find find a pair of lips so true. I don't need no four-leaf clover, rabbit's foot, or good luck charm. With lucky lips, you'll always have a lady in your arms.
Hello to Mr. Chris Sikorsky, also to Carol Barron. Great to see you.
I never get heartbroken, no, I'll never get the blues. And if I play that game of love, I know I just can't lose. When they spin that wheel of fortune, all I do is kiss my chips. And I know I'm bound to win, yeah! 'Cause I've got lucky lips. Lucky lips are always kissing, lucky lips are never blue. Lucky lips will always find a pair of lips so true. I don't need no four-leaf clover, rabbit's foot, or a good luck charm. With lucky lips you'll always have a lady in your arms. Lucky lips are always kissing, lucky lips are never blue. Lucky lips will always find a pair of lips so true. I don't need that four-leaf clover, rabbit's foot, or a good luck charm. With lucky lips you'll always have a lady in your arms.
Yeah, that's another one by the News. We're getting excited. Can you guys tell? We're all pumped up because we're going to be hanging out with the News Polka Band at that big reunion taking place next week, Saturday and Sunday. It's a doubleheader, once in Buffalo and once, or Cheektowaga, I should say, and another in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Let's see, what else do we have here? Sarah Lackey is tuned in. I noticed Jim Lackey was watching a little earlier. And again, we want to say happy belated birthday to that little guy, Lucas. He turned 6 years old yesterday. Yes. Holy smokes. He's getting too big, too fast, and, you know, seeing all the videos and stuff that they post.
He's got great
amazing
taste in music, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's right. Oh, you know what? We need to play that. What was that? Moonshiner, right?
Yeah.
Off of the recording of Livewire. You know, I don't know if he's hanging around or not by the phone, but Sarah, if you're still tuned in, here's one for Lucas celebrating his 6th. Lucas, we want to hear you sing this nice and loud.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, then leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, then I'll live till I die. I've been a moonshiner for many a year. I spent all my money on vodka and beer. I'll go to some hollow, set up my still, and I'll make you a gallon for a $10 bill. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, then leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, then I'll live till I die. I'll go to some tavern out in the country. With a gallon of moonshine, I'll go on a spree. With women to follow, the world is all mine. And I love them as much as I love the moonshine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, then leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, then I'll live till I die. Oh moonshine, dear moonshine, oh how I love thee. You killed my dear father, but dare you try me. Now bless the moonshiners that drink the moonshine. That smell is so sweet as the dew on the vine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, then leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, then I'll live till I die.
Hey, that's the Livewire Band out of Wisconsin. Had a great time hanging with those guys over at Val's Dingus Day. Hey, we've got a song. Mr. Jay-Z just sent us something here. Nope, that's not going to play, unfortunately. So we're going to have to make a change in that and get it to come over.
But we'll have it
to
for the next
system.
time.
No, I think I can.
You can do it?
I think I can
You're
just
just
make
magical.
I'm magical. Yeah,
You are magical.
Don't ever forget that either.
I don't, believe me.
Here's some of the magic right here.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is the news. So again, you guys are going to be able to make a purchase of that News Live recording. Live from the archives. Oh, yeah, that's a live one, boy. I'll tell you, that is off of the recording. And you guys are going to be able to purchase that. Let's see if we can't get another song up here. Hopefully we can. I'm going to go ahead and play around, tinker around with some stuff. And let's see what we can find in this archive right here. We're going to see if we hit this button. And I don't know if it's going to load or not. Unfortunately, we got these songs a little too late. We've got about 5 minutes left, but let's see if we can't do this and bring this on over. No, I'm getting a white screen, so it's not going to be able to play that. Go
How
ahead.
about if I talk about this while you try and get another song up?
Yeah, why don't you do
Buffalo
that?
Polka Boosters 54th Annual Family Picnic will be Sunday, July 21st, 2024 from 2 until 7 p.m. Music will be by the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars at Clocks Grove.
There we go.
At
Sandy,
1
how come you always mess up the polka booster stuff? Everything
no
else
idea.
Everything else you're fine with. But as soon as you put something that says Buffalo Polka Boosters in front of you, it's a total
curse.
Oh.
1245 Seneca Creek Road in West Seneca, New York, 14224. Members are $30, guests are $35. Children up to the age of 12 are free. Ticket price does include music, food, beer, water, and soda. Food will be served from 3 to 6. There's hamburgers, hot dogs, Italian sausage with peppers and onions, chef salad, watermelon, macaroni salad, chips, water, pop, and beer included. There is also a cash bar available if you are not interested in the beer, the water, or the soda. Pre-sale tickets only, and there are limited tickets available. Again, that does have to do on occupancy limits, so that is something you need to keep in mind, and there will only be pre-sale tickets only. You can reach out to Chris Tansky at 716-771-1076 or Barb Morose at 716-912-1263 for more information. No tickets will be sold after July 3rd.
None. Zip, zilch,
No
zero,
tickets.
nada.
No exceptions. That's it.
Nada.
Nada.
Okay.
Georgianne Happy just jumped in and said, always catching the tail end. But we're glad you are here.
Yes, that's all that matters. We're going to try one more song here. This one, of course, featuring TW on the vocal with this ring polka. Here's the news. This one's going to be available on that brand spanking new CD that you will be able to purchase Saturday and Sunday at the News Reunion.
Little boy waits by his wagon for the one he spent his whole 50-cent allowance on. He holds the ring made of plastic colored glue and says this ring will show you how much I love you. With this ring our love will last forever. It will prove our love can never die. Even when we both got up to heaven, this ring will stand for you and I. A boy and a girl just in their senior year holding hands. You know they better buy me beer. Both are firm in their thoughts on love and life with this ring. Someday you will become my wife. With this ring our love will last forever. It will prove our love can never die. Even when we both got up to heaven, this ring will stand for you and I. A young man stands by the altar. He's wearing a proud smile. A young girl in white satin, she walks slowly up the aisle. He takes her hand in his, and proudly he does say, honey, with this ring, you are mine all night and day. With this ring, our love will last forever. It will prove our love can never die. Even when we both got up to heaven,
by the casket. His eyes are full of tears. He looks at that woman, you know he's lived with all those years. He slips a ring on her finger, and proudly he does say, honey, with this ring the angels carry you away. With this ring our love will last forever, 'cause it will prove our love can never die. Even when we've both gone up to heaven, this ring will stand for you and I. Go!
That's another goodie that you're going to be able to sample off of that brand new recording, and you're going to be able to get your mitts on one over there. Hey, speaking of getting your mitts on something, guys, gals, we thank you ever so much for putting us on, as we always say. If you have been listening in a car,
thanks for the ride.
You are tuned to Polkas After Dark. We always love you guys hanging out with us. And yeah, Jen, your niece said
she always catches us at the end, too. Isn't
hey,
she part of your email thing?
Also, Jennifer Schisler. I don't know if she is or not.
Well, you're going to have to add her to that.
Also, Jennifer Schisler is here, too, so we want to say hello to her. Oh, boy. Georgianne Havey, all these nice folks that have tuned in. Just as it's quitting time for us, we are going to try to locate one more song off of this recording, so just give us a second. It's taken a little while to load because we have to do some major conversion stuff, as we do not normally play WAV files. It's usually MP3s off of this device, but we're slowly converting, and I want to get a chance to do this. I know it's 7:02 Eastern time, and you guys are scratching your head saying, hey, they're supposed to be off at 7. Well, we have the freedom to kind of do this, so give us just a moment, and we're going to go ahead and try this, and hopefully it works out for you guys. Why don't you sing or something like that?
Nobody wants to hear me sing. Nobody wants to hear me sing.
Nothing, huh? Ah,
nothing.
Geez. Oh,
yeah,
well.
No. They'd be turning us off faster than...
Maybe this won't work.
Jen said she's going to send you her email address, or us her email address.
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
her email address,
Well,
so that we can get her in for the email and do the reminders with her.
Well, she can go to youtube.com and type in Polkas After Dark and click on the subscribe button, and that way she gets a ding every time we're on.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to play. I'm just going to kind of slowly fade out into the sunset. Maybe what we can do is, as we hit the...
we'll sing God Bless America.
No. Yeah, see, this is... Oh, look, now... It's kind of tuning in an AM radio when you're driving down the road. Holy cow. We're going to try this.
There we go. Good way to end the show.
Listen to this sound quality, kids, will you? This is what's going to be playing in your car or in your house. Here's TW with a little bit of sax serenade. Psych.